Cloud. Cool. Welcome to one of the last organizational meetings before we having the Contributor Summit in Europe. This is a CNCF event, so code of conduct applies. Basically, be nice to each other. We have registrations. Let's start with registrations. There's a lot already. Seems. Arnaud, you there? Or Josh, I think.
I don't know if Arnaud has an update. But yeah, we have 78 approved. And then we did add registration badge pickup at the reception. So that is now confirmed as well.
Let's add that to comms maybe then. Anything else about registrations?
Right, Arnaud, you got your mic?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So
yeah, there he is.
like Deb said, we have 78 people approved and 19 in pending waiting list need to be approved. So we're supposed to go over 80 by end of the week, or maybe
Good.
more. Yeah, so it's growing.
And what percentage of these folks are we feeling confident are actually going to show?
Well, we don't know for sure, especially with what happened last week. So we might need to send an email about confirmation by beginning of next week.
Okay.
Because maybe people decide to register and after maybe some change at the last minute, we may have people dropping. So maybe we need to send an email asking for confirmation maybe next week or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The one thing with the rollback of the mask, well, with the mask mandate is back. So I think we should send comms out that immediately, but I think most of the that will people will be, instead of changing their mind to not go, they'll be back to like, okay, things are we'll proceed as normal now.
I sent a message to the general Slack channel already, and I think we can add.
Yeah, but I would suggest we send an email to basically confirm to people that max mandate is back. Please confirm you will attend the event by end of, by May 6th or something like that. I think that's all for registration.
Question there. For the confirmation, are we sending that directly to those people? And then for the mask thing?
Yeah, that's not.
That needs to be a separate thing, I think, right?
Yeah, let's not mix them.
Like all by itself. Well, okay.
That should go out today on both to the KDev leads and Twitter.
Yeah,
got it.
And I think Josh, you had some ideas to get a better notion with some questions as to are they coming to the social? Are they only coming to the social?
Yeah, sort of a follow-up thing where we'd also ask them for ideas around on conference sessions and other stuff, and that would get us a better signal. At least among the people who answered it. I also want to follow up on the social thing to make sure that people know well ahead of time that the social is some distance and will require transportation.
Yeah.
So one
it's
of those
not walkable, and we don't have we're not providing the sort of shuttle or anything.
We do.
Providing
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one of the things we need people to sign up for.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
is that separate sign up?
We don't have to have them sign up for that.
Okay.
We're just
yeah,
providing shuttles.
Yeah.
So they can get on them. They can choose to take a taxi. They can choose to walk if they want to take an hour. They can, whatever
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah, I was also
Done
going to
that
set
before.
up I was also going to set up a spreadsheet for people who want to cab share.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
that'd be
idea.
cool.
I think
That
it's
would
like
be
some
very
people are
cool.
more comfortable just sharing with 2 or 3 people instead of like a whole bus. And
Yeah, well, and also if their hotel is, a kilometer away from the FIRA,
Mhm.
they're not necessarily going to want to come back to the FIRA
yeah,
in
same.
order to get on the bus.
Right.
Particularly if there's 3 other contributors staying in the same hotel. So
Yeah.
And that'll actually give us kind of a better idea
Mm.
based on who responds to that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we could do like in the whatever we have for the cab sharing, we can maybe get people to know their from where they're leaving, basically, right? It's like if you want, you can add your hotel, and maybe there's other people in that hotel.
So, but all that transportation information can go in the pre-event email.
Yeah.
It's a pre-event email and website.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, let's add that also to the website then.
I am concerned. One of the problems I've had with a single massive email is that it may that people tend not to read to the end of it. If you follow me.
Yeah. You need a TLDR.
Yeah. And like, I appreciate the massive email, but is normally I appreciate it once I'm there, not before. Right. Like I'll search for some specific piece of info that's in that email 9 times.
I usually just mark it, and then once I'm there, I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Is this something that's appropriate to have like a tweet thread about? Because that feels like more easy to digest, I guess.
People should write it like a Twitter thread.
Yeah.
And, but
Okay.
it still should go in an email. And
Yeah.
again,
Well, I'm not saying like instead of, I'm saying in addition to.
Yeah, like I would like to work on a Twitter thread potentially and then send the email. Right, if that makes sense. Because we would get some feedback. Right? Yeah, we would get some feedback from the Twitter thread. And then we could send the email. I don't know. It just depends how it goes. We are coming up on like, got to get this done now kind of thing. So.
Anything else we need to include in comms?
Well, one of the things is, I think, as I said this, I think we should do some kind of a final attendee survey, asking for additional information. It's not a gating factor, right? If people show up without having filled it in, we're not going to stop them, but it will give us extra signal. My question is, should we do a couple of different ones? That is, should I send one out about the party and Nigel sends a separate one out about the day in the unconference? Or should we do one big one?
I would just do one big one and have like 2 questions on there.
It's also not too big, actually, right?
The shorter the survey is, the easier it is to get people to respond.
Exactly.
Do we do like the last TLDR before the event email thingy? I've seen like some conferences doing that.
No, before you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Usually we'll send something out with just some links to resources.
Yeah. Like address.
Is that separate from the pre-event email? So that's what
that is the pre-event email.
Okay, that is the pre-event email. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that means that we want to have all of this other online material prepared before we send out that email, so it can link to it.
Will we have any sort of point of contact over the course of, the events happening, like day of?
We're in Slack. They can email community. There's a bajillion different ways for people to reach out to us.
Sure. But I didn't know if we wanted to have like a person, like if you get lost, ping this person in Slack.
I wouldn't have them bother ping someone.
Yeah.
I'd watch the channel, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Easier to not have it route to one person instead of just go to a group that might be able to.
Yeah. Then
Or even just
exactly
like
that person is
identifying.
on.
Yeah, just identifying the play. Like I worry things might get lost, or somebody might be like, I didn't know where to get help. So if we were to say at some point explicitly, like, can you post in like the Summit channel or the ContribEx channel or something like that?
Yep, it is in the FAQ already.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect. Thank you. Sorry.
And it's the Summit channel, right? It's not the ContribEx channel, which sometimes does get misused for the same thing. like everything. Kessin had a question. Is there a cutoff on registrations? I'm not sure how we've done this in the past.
We typically have cut it off the Friday before so we can finish approvals before we and make sure it's like on their badge and stuff.
And that's reasonable to me. It also gives us another excuse to send out comms. So we can be like, hey, if you're registered now, if you want to attend.
Yeah, I think Kessin also meant to send it out in comms, asking for more registrations to say, or there you are. To tell them the deadline for registrations coming in.
Both email and Twitter, probably.
So that's for the one going out to dev and to the dev list, right?
Wait, so what are we calling the Friday before?
No, the no before you go.
No, what date are we calling the Friday before? Like our cutoff? Would it be May 13th? That seems too close, or May 6th? So
May
we have a week. May 13th? So we have that weekend to get it done?
Yeah. Because we just have to do the approvals and that's it.
Okay. So May 13th. Okay.
Cool.
So there's going to be a question of, for the approvals, Arnaud, what does your travel look like? Because I'll actually be traveling on Friday.
Same.
Traveling on Sunday, supposed to arrive in the morning.
Okay. So you should be able to check people on Friday afternoon, Saturday, yeah?
Yeah. I can do that from the airport if I need.
Yep.
Actually, loading a spreadsheet is not too bad.
Yeah. But I provided quick, so I think we can do that on Friday. Or if the deadline is May 13, we need to do that around Saturday morning, something like that. So we give room to Deborah and CNCF team to handle.
Next point on the list is health and safety. Yes, mask mandate is back. And I guess CNCF is communicating, right?
Yeah, so those communications went out at 9 o'clock Pacific time this morning. So what, an hour ago?
Okay.
All of those hit email, blog post, Twitter, all the bases.
Nice.
So full information about what that looks like. is available now. Some more information is not available. It's done.
We definitely just need to send something out to the lists and Twitter directly ourselves too.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you sent the email already, so I can have some language to copy pasta from. It makes it even easier.
Actually, there's the blog post. We can basically
Yeah.
just link to the blog post.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
just going to say that. Yeah.
Where is the blog post?
I linked it in Summit Staff.
Sweet.
Anything else on health and safety? Move on to giveaways. I'm waiting to hear back from Pinnacle if there's still time to ship the shirts that are made and just sitting in their warehouse. So I will let you all know once that's confirmed. With shipping delays and things like that, though, I don't have a ton of confidence in it. We may have to save those for LA. I will keep you all updated. Bingo card. I saw Roger, he said he'd have it by Wednesday. We have to have it by Wednesday, otherwise we're not going to be able to have the design team turn it around in time. So we'll wait for that. Plan is to have 3 winners: a first horizontal row, the first vertical row, and the first blackout row. We've got a mug from Josh and then 2 CNCF gift cards as the prizes. Any questions on bingo?
That's just about it. I haven't gotten, hopefully Roger checks, because he hasn't actually shared his working document with me. So I don't have any of the questions if he continues to be out.
Just quick clarification. This is like get to know you, find someone who works at
Yeah.
a company different than you, like that sort of
Yep.
stuff. Okay, cool.
Okay. Trivia. I don't know that I added this.
Yeah, I think the main question there is still, if you want to do the trivia, we will need, or like he said, he needs a bit of AV.
Yeah, so on the social event, I've noticed we've got a screen, a mic, and a sound system.
Oh, good. Okay.
That is awesome.
That was what we wanted to know. We may need a printout for that, but it's not going to be complicated like the bingo cards. It'll be a sheet of paper. So we should be able to produce it at any copy shop, including here. Possibly I'll just print out 25 of them and bring them with me.
Okay. And I'm waiting for CNCF to get back to me on +1s. They had a couple other things last week, so they will hopefully get back to me this week. I am planning to do the on-site walkthrough on Sunday at 4 p.m. Does that time work for folks that would like to join?
Yeah.
That's good for me. Yeah.
Well, hang on. Let me do the time. Maybe, I think. Just add me and I'll let you know. Sorry.
Either accept or decline.
Maybe.
Time zones and stuff.
I know. Being out of work last week, like I have not, like I completely like lost the time zone conversion capability somehow.
Actually, one request, Deb, for the party quiz thing.
Yeah.
Can you bring a box of pencils or pens?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So who else wanted to do the walkthrough? Because I'll be sadly delayed twice already, so I'll be way too late.
Myself.
Who else said yes? I'll add you to the calendar invite.
Nigel said yes.
Perfect.
Me, I said yes. Chris said yes.
Yeah, I'd be happy to say yes to that as well.
Awesome. If anyone else wants to be added, just send me a Slack or an email and I'll get you added to the calendar invite. And then then SIG meet and greet. The CNCF team confirmed Friday, Joaquin Rodriguez room, one room, lunches from 12:30 to 2. What portion of that would you like to have set aside for the SIG meet and greet?
Probably the latter half.
Are you thinking like 45 minutes will be enough? Last time you all turned it around pretty quickly, but people hung out once sessions started and slowly meandered away.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason not to do it for the entirety of lunch from my perspective is that the people who are doing it need to grab lunch.
Yeah.
So maybe start half an hour in, start at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, let's do 1 to 2 and then.
Okay. Great.
Okay, who's in charge of recruiting the SIGs for this? Because somebody's going to need to bug them several times, particularly.
Can we handle this on Monday morning? Like, I know we did this in San Diego, basically help SIG gather and have some kind of space for them instead of ping them before the event.
You mean at the summit? Or
Yep.
if they're
Yeah,
right?
I kind of think we want the SIGs to get organized about it before the summit happens, though.
Okay.
I think it's a really good idea to remind people and try to gather people at the summit, but I think we probably need to actually get it on people's calendars like as soon as possible. So we just need who's point person for a SIG meet and greet.
So who do we need to ping there? It's basically just the SIGs or SIG leads, or who does usually do the meet and greet? Is it the leads that are organizing it, or?
Okay. I guess I'll take it until I can recruit somebody else from ContribEx.
Hang the contributor comms folks. I'm sure somebody can handle that. Just the alias.
We're going to say, I think we have the 2 most active contributor
I
comms
know,
folks on
right?
the call.
But we're
So-
we're side channeling each other like this is a lot of comms.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the please, you jump into chat and say, hey, what messages am I supposed to be sending out today? Because otherwise I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, no, Kazan and I are gonna coordinate who's doing what, but yeah, it's a lot of comms right now. So
Yep.
Feel free to tag them and I'll chime in and say, hey, Kazan and I are kind of covered. If any help would be appreciated here.
Yeah.
We can also perhaps ping Nancy Lancaster. I know Nancy was looking for some tasks to help with, so that might be someone to engage.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, Nancy would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about volunteer sign up for the SIG meet and greet. I know that's, yeah. Guess we're still talking about that.
What do you need?
I just wanted to know like what the plans are for that.
Well, that's what we were just talking about.
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted by a ping. I wasn't sure if we covered it completely.
Yeah, the question was somebody needs to be point person for that.
Yeah.
in order for it to happen.
Yeah.
The
I just wasn't sure if there was a doc set up already or anything.
nah.
Just okay. Cool.
I mean,
If
it's
that is
also
the
not.
coverage of it.
Yeah.
It's not very.
I'll also
usually
bug
just
Laura to
Yeah.
get copies
Kinda
of whatever she
casual.
used last time.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
I remember
Yep.
it was, I think it was 2018. I think the hardest part was just remembering where everybody was. Right. Like, oh, you want to talk
Yep.
about that? Go over there,
Okay.
as opposed to over there.
Yeah. Do we need anything for the room setup? Like, I don't know,
Like a
Signage.
table card,
signage for
table
the I don't know, the tables.
Nice to have something. I know
Yeah.
we've in the past had like the SIG pins.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes we have little like cards that we just write the SIGs on and put them to
Mhm.
tables.
Yeah, actually, there's a good question that we probably should have discussed earlier. Is availability of the SIG pins? Because I'm betting that we just have what's left over from LA, which is some but not all SIGs.
I think we are restocking it though.
Yeah. Okay.
My memory is not working today, but I
Okay.
know I talked with people about this, so let me confirm.
Okay. And that was actually one of the reasons, by the way, to try to get buy-in from SIGs ahead of time, because if we have to produce new / replacement pins, we don't necessarily want to prioritize doing it from SIGs that are not going to have a table.
Hmm.
Okay, unconference stuff.
All right, hello. Yeah, just kind of figuring out best way forward. I had spoken with Josh a little bit about making a form that folks could submit ideas into. So I have a draft form there that folks can look at, and I posted it in the Summit staff channel. And Paris pointed out a different model that might be better at engaging folks that aren't in attendance, which is posting a GitHub issue essentially, and then folks commenting and reacting that way. So that for folks that weren't there, we would be able to figure out, what topics are of general importance to the community. The downside is that, like, if they're not there, then they won't be participating to this discussion. So let's say a couple dozen people are super interested in a topic and upvote it, and then nobody there is prepared to have that conversation. So that's one thing to be aware of with that method. But yeah, I am basically, I don't know, at a bit of a fork in the road with figuring out how do we solicit ideas.
Yeah. And from my viewpoint, it's less about soliciting ideas than it is to get people about thinking about ideas before Monday morning. Because if if they wait until they arrive, possibly during the steering Q&A, then we might not end up with a full schedule.
Right. So the hope was that with the form, at least we would have an idea of what sorts of things folks were interested in, and at least start like chunking or grouping topics, and like have some sort of like preparation ahead of time, and then even be able to, seed some ideas, and not like totally astroturf the whole thing, but like figure out what we can do that would still have like some engagement, so that if there are pockets, we can still fill stuff in.
Yeah, and if we're going to do sort of one big form, then I'll want to put the social event stuff on there as well.
I think there can be like a pre-form, where like we have it right now and like kind of getting ideas, and then like actual like day of form perhaps that would have the extra social stuff on it. I guess like what are you trying to accomplish, Josh, with having the social stuff on the topics submission form?
Basically, I'm trying to get into people's heads that the social event will be, significantly off campus, and that they need to be prepared for that, and not B, get an idea of how many people are planning on only attending the social and not coming during the day.
Yeah.
And then C, make sure that people know that this will be a game night as well, and they should bring board games.
Yeah. Okay. My concern, I guess, is that it's a little divergent from what we're trying to gather with the ideas here. And are people traveling with board games? Y'all are
I always bring an extra large bag for KubeCon.
And the thing is, a lot of board games, I would actually be bringing several games that are just cards.
okay. Yeah.
And those take up very little space.
Okay, but yeah, to the more specific point of the unconference stuff, I think that it may be good to keep that focused, and then have some other way of communicating to folks, hey, the social's not where you might assume it might be, And I guess right now what I'm trying to figure out is, from the folks that are here, what are your thoughts about Google Form versus this GitHub issue idea?
I would say, Nigel, that there are probably pre-existing issues already on GitHub that I'm certainly looking forward to talking to people about and presenting some work on. No harm, but I would agree it's no harm to put them into a form and just to try and focus people's minds on things that they'll talk about on the day. But so what I'm kind of saying is that having a forum to get conversations going might be a good idea, but be aware that there are specific issues ready and waiting for us already present on GitHub,
Right. And it's not so much superseding the issues that are already there, but when we schedule time slots and breakouts for the unconference, with deciding what the topics are going to be, we would have one umbrella issue to say, KubeCon summit, whatever ideas, and then we could link those in comments and get upvotes or whatever to set out breakouts for that.
The thing I like about that idea is that if we capture ideas or comments or feedback or whatever happens on the day live in person, that if we update those issues, that will be inclusive for people who aren't present.
Yeah, that's great. So either, I guess then perhaps either way, we find some way to keep track of conversation. I think having a note taker for each breakout is going to be a lot to ask, but we could attempt it perhaps. But yeah, if we are talking about GitHub issues, then at least some summary of conversations, or I don't want to say decisions, but at least a local consensus to be able to share. That's a really good idea.
Bring them back to GitHub there. In case there is an issue. In most cases, there's not going to be decisions being made at KubeCon.
Right.
Or it's rare, at least, I'd say.
Okay. Does anybody else have any votes in column GitHub umbrella issue versus Google Form? No. Okay.
I would say the one other advantage to the GitHub umbrella issue is, to the extent that we can get people to look at it, it'll help build some enthusiasm for actually showing up on Monday.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was thinking Paris was talking about a separate issue for each potential topic, but having one big issue that is topics and people voting on them.
Yeah, that was my understanding. Perhaps I misinterpreted.
No. I think it's a much better idea.
Okay.
Well, whether or not that was Paris's original idea, I think that's a much better idea. Because it's the disadvantage of that is we won't get any kind of signal about who's going to actually attend.
Right.
Because people will upvote it even though they're not going to be in Valencia. but
Yeah.
but I think the advantage in getting more people to attend in the first place is probably worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people who might not be there in the morning can already kind of
Mhm.
vote and add things in the morning.
Right. Okay. So it sounds like we're gonna have a GitHub umbrella issue. And I will get started on that and have it out, and perhaps we can start circulating and communicating that. And I guess I will work with you all to figure out a template for like what folks should post. Because essentially we'd want to figure out if the person who's suggesting it is also comfortable moderating it. And then also I don't know how well, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad, how well comments thread in a GitHub issue.
Yeah, they don't really.
It's
Yeah.
not great, but yeah.
I think discussions does it a little bit better, but then discussions is extremely confusing to everyone too. So.
I love discussions, frankly, but I know what you mean. Yeah, I have run into that a fair amount.
70% of people haven't used it yet. That's why it's just like,
yeah, I mean, I would say just I have yet to see a discussion in the Kubernetes community succeed.
Yeah,
in actually capturing broad input.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so yeah, we'll just have to, I don't know, find a way to moderate the threading, or like.
Yeah, I think having one place to go, whether it's the umbrella issue or the forum having, you know, one issue to at least collate them all, maybe not rule them all. I wouldn't worry too much about the structure of the umbrella issue. I think just get a conversation going and bear in mind that other issues can be referenced. It might be chaotic, but at least it'll be one place, you know.
Yeah, and we will have refined the process for next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so then I'll make some little template that folks can use to post a comment proposing an idea, and then just hopefully it'll stick out enough that we'll be able to work through it, and then go from there. Thanks, y'all.
Okay. One of the things is that we're having there is SIG meetings. Created a sign up sheet. One SIG has signed up for a time slot.
Only one so far.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, people are going to be late about this because they have to actually coordinate inside their SIG and say, hey, do we want to have a meeting? Who's going to be in Valencia, et cetera. I think Chris and Caslin, I think I'll bug you again about doing an additional message for that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's some like block of text that we can just post in the SIG channels on Slack to just be like, oh, hey, by the way, don't forget, you know. Yeah,
I was hesitating to use the all SIG broadcast for that, but maybe we should.
I wasn't saying all SIG broadcast. I mean, like, just drop into each channel and just like, hey, by the way, this thing is happening.
But we have a bot for that.
There's a bot for that.
Okay, that's cool. That's
no. I was totally saying that facetiously, but I think this would be the use case for the announce bot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I'll write up a short statement for comms, and if you want to send it out later this week, because I blasted everybody on like Thursday last week, so.
Cool. Much comms. Very commy. No, very comsy. Yeah, comsy.
I'd be misunderstood that
one. You're not sat there waiting for a revolution or something? Or?
I don't know.
We'll I think it's coming. I don't know. I just think young people, they don't have deposit interest rates. What can you do? You know, like 5-10 years off. Yeah.
Yeah, next, I just added that as you mentioned it, Josh, the SIG Q&A, do we have a confirmation on that yet? Not 100% sure. Bob is not here anymore, right?
Yeah, Bob dropped.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to reach out to steering about that.
Yeah, because Bob wanted to, but I'm not sure if he did, and because he
Okay.
was also busy, I guess. Yeah. I'll ask him. Okay, then Deb, I guess you had questions about NA space.
Yeah, to close on some things above, SIG pins, yes, we have those. Those have been ordered. CNCF just confirmed they're fine with the +1s. They do have to follow the health and safety measures and pass the health and safety check when they walk into the venue, but that's fine. There will not be +1s allowed at the all attendee party though, so just wanted to note that. NA space, I have the space requirements, but I didn't note down if we wanted Monday only or Monday and Tuesday, or what the plan for that schedule looked like.
Will we do programming both days, or just like have programming one day and then a space for contributors another day?
Well, that's the question.
Yeah. I think we would do programming on one day.
Yeah, I like that more. I think programming 2 days is going to be a lot.
Yeah. Also, I mean, still not 100% sure if like NA attendance is going to be huge, or back to pre-pandemic.
I don't think it'll be back to pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
No.
For one thing, we're not doing the new contributor workshop again, which bulked out our numbers a lot.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere you can point me to that conversation? I'm sure there's a long reason, and I'd love to read it. We don't have to hash it out here.
For new contributor workshop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it on Slack.
Thanks.
Okay, so Monday then I'll reserve space and we'll go from there.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I think it might be good to have the relax zone for a second day. I was just saying like 1 day of programming. That's my vote. It's like 2 days to have a space for contributors to come and like vibe, and then 1 day of programming.
We don't need all the meeting space for a vibe,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
No, like one room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
my
yeah.
other thought would be having one of the smallest meeting rooms for the second day in case SIGs want to schedule additional meetings that they aren't scheduling on Monday.
Or to give SIGs more options to schedule that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that feedback from some people this time, that they would like to schedule on a different day because not all of their attendees are coming on Monday already.
Yeah.
So
So like keep one of the 30-person meeting rooms.
yeah.
Okay, that's it. And the big hangout. Big hangout room or just one of the meeting rooms?
I think a hangout room is my vote.
Okay.
So like hallway track room.
All right, perfect. I'll save those.
Yes.
Gets its own room. It's so official.
We're making it so official now. I mean, it has an own Slack channel. We can
Is
also
there
make it a room,
hallway track though?
We can leave a little video conferencing setup in there for contributors who can't make it. Maybe they want to be a part of that hallway track.
I mean, that's how Ansible did it. They would actually do that, like open a I don't know what we use, I forget, but yeah, all their contributor summits were live attended either via IRC or some other like voice tool.
Yeah.
Folks who came in. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So
but
this is outside of contributor summit discussions, but possibly something for Deb. One of the KubeCons, because of the weird conference hall we had it in, that particular conference hall had like these big alcoves. And so we actually let people schedule those alcoves for meetings.
Was that Seattle? I think
Might have been Seattle, and it was actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
People made use of it.
Yeah, because we had like
and it's
whole
obviously
floor or
highly
something.
dependent on the configuration of the conference hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the problems with SIGs is that even if we give them Tuesday to also schedule for SIG meetings, a bunch of them are going to say, oh, my people are only here during Wednesday to Friday. Is there somewhere I can schedule?
Mhm.
But that's really going to be dependent on facilities.
Okay, I will find out. I've not seen the convention center, but I know the team just did a site visit, so
Okay.
I'll find that out. Seattle was pre-me. Was it just space? I mean, I remember the Seattle Convention Center, but
Yeah, there was
did you
just
have like the sectioned up, and you all were upstairs above registration, right?
Yeah.
But there were a lot of, just due to the weird layout of the Seattle Convention Center and the
was
hotel,
like-
there were a lot of weird spaces that were sort
Mhm.
of very large corner sitting areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so somebody got the idea of making those schedulable. And people use that for things like the cluster API meeting and networking meeting, et cetera.
They didn't have to be specific to like the KCS area though. Like you went outside of your summit area. It was just anywhere in the venue that had like a corner, it became like a meeting space.
Right. Because
Okay.
the conference hall had these spaces that were suitable for that.
Yeah. Okay.
And it actually honestly started out of the rapid, data recruiter thing or something. Somebody started scheduling that and they said, hey, do you want to use this scheduling tool to schedule group meetings? And it would be something to think about for the rest of the week if we have, smaller rooms in the conference hall that aren't pinned down, or even, again, we weren't sure about it, but semi-private areas that weren't really private, but were out of the flow of foot traffic, actually worked. Like an example, if we'd wanted to do that in LA, we could have actually used, there was that big triangular space that was in the middle of 4 of the session rooms. And we could have used that for that purpose if it had made any sense to do it in LA.
Okay. All right, I'll find out what the venue has.
Yeah.
Are we doing a party as well in Detroit?
Oh yes.
I'm gonna be.
I have a very, very strong request that we do it at Motown at Hitsville, USA.
That sounds like fun. I'd be up for that.
Hitsville, USA. It's just the Motown Museum.
Yes, that's also kind of a hike from the venue. So
yeah.
Damn it.
But people be willing to do it.
People would do it though, for that. It's not open yet. They're just about to reopen it though with like new and actually, let me double check that. They might be doing renovations.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got, well, I guess, Chris, you are part of our Michigan crew, yeah?
Yeah. I'm one of the 2 remaining.
Yes, one of the 2 remaining ones. Yes.
Bob and Jeff are like has-beens when it comes to Michigan, but their knowledge is still vast.
They moved away right when we were coming their way.
I know, it's like, oh.
Wait,
really?
to see how it goes.
Okay.
So
I'll figure it out. I'll
okay.
ping y'all in Slack.
So tons of stuff to follow up on.
It says it's opening this summer.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, that works. I knew they were doing something. I just saw it on the news, I swear, like 2 weeks ago. And
when is NA again? October?
October, yeah.
Yeah, late October, like the last full week.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm gonna go, but it'd be sick if like we had an event there.
Yeah, it would be awesome to support them. Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll do a private event, Nigel.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm in.
Okay. Oh, couple other just quick things for the party, Deb. The food we're going to have at the party, is that going to be just snacks, or are people going to be able to make a meal out of it?
We call it heavy appetizers.
Okay, so
it's a
either
nut
or.
stew. Yeah, exactly.
And one of the other things I'll follow up with you in Slack is Lockie is talking about having teams for the quiz show, in which case we'll need to work that out in terms of prizes.
So we're gonna need more than the tiara.
Well, we might need 4 tiaras.
Okay. Can do that.
That's all.
It's like per table or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense for trivia.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, the other thing is, since I'll have to communicate out that people cannot bring +1s, should I say it's for legal reasons or for health reasons or what?
Say it again.
The no +1s at the party. What should I say about that? Because I have to give people a reason.
Wasn't that just the
No.
all attendee party?
Like our party was fine, right? It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the other one.
Oh. Okay, so we
So
we
if
can't-
you all, as a group, decide that you're okay with +1s, we can have them at the contributor summit party. They have to pass all of the same health and safety requirements that the rest of you are passing. We will do a test at the door, show proof of vaccine, temperature check, wear masks, all the things like that. But if you all are okay as a group with it, then that's fine. The CNCF in general is not allowing them at the all attendee party, just to ensure that there's no confusion between those.
Yeah.
I presume all attendees, just the numbers will be too big.
Yep.
For plus
Yeah,
ones.
it's too
Yeah.
variable. Yeah.
Yeah.
All attendee party
Okay.
is also really far out, right? It's like really
Okay.
outside.
Yeah. So, okay, good. Because that actually is a reason why I need to do a social event survey. Because if people want to bring a +1, I need to get that information.
Yeah.
The
Gotta gauge the
So-
numbers there.
good. So I have a pretext now. I'll follow up with you, Deb, about what information we would need about their +1 other than a name.
Yeah, just a name, and make sure that they're following health and safety.
Yeah.
Like, because we're not going to print them badges or anything. They'll just check in with me at the door.
Yep.
And I will do their health and safety check there with anyone else that picks up their badge there.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. For people who are on US Day, I'll be following up this afternoon, trying to get a lot of this new information into the website. So please keep an eye on the Summit staff channel, because I'll bug you to make sure I'm not forgetting things.
And yeah, how far in advance do we want that issue open? Do we want it like this week to open it, or what's up?
As soon as you can do it, sooner is better than later.
All right, cool.
So yeah.
Cool. Then I think we're through. And yeah, then see you in the channel, or then by latest next week. See ya. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.